We know that the game of football is literally 100% injury rate, that at some point or another, every NFL player is going to deal with something throughout the NFL season. Some are more significant than others. Some will end your season, and some will just keep you out for a week or two. And in the case of Jordan Love looks like, if everybody watched the game last night in Brazil, it was a horrible playing field conditions. The stadium was beautiful, but the conditions of the field were beautiful. Now, you might be wondering, why are you talking about Jordan Love on the Detroit Lions channel? Because very similar to Kirk Cousins going down in Minnesota last year, that directly affects not only the Green Bay Packers season, but the Detroit Lions season as well. No matter how you look at it and say what you will, the Lions have to face those guys twice. But if your starting quarterback is out in a team in your division, that is going to give you a leg up over the division. But what exactly happened to Jordan Love? This is coming from Ian Rappaport's, not his YouTube channel. He did start one, but his Twitter says, Packers QB Jordan Love went down with a lower leg injury late in the team's loss to the Eagles in Brazil, had tests on his knee today that revealed an MCL sprain. Source said no ACL damage detected. And then this is good news considering the various possibilities. Jordan Love should miss some time, but this is positive news. And I watched the YouTube channel, Dr. Brian S. He does these kind of breakdowns after injuries during the season where he uses diagrams and such to explain injuries. And he was talking about this very same thing that he did not see. And I couldn't watch the video myself. I can't look at that stuff. But he was talking about in that video that he thought it was an MCL sprain. Now, apparently the ACL is a much worse ligament to break as opposed to the MCL. So this looks like it will keep Jordan Love out for some time. Now, I tried to find out what it would take for what exactly, how long does it take for a sprain? Now, remember, this is not a tear. A tear would probably be season ending. So this is not that, but it is severe enough to keep him out for some time. But for how long? So this is what Google had to say. Says when it comes to a MCL sprain, says a grade 1, a minor sprain that usually heals in 1 to 3 weeks. Home treatment and crutches may be needed for a short time. Grade 2, a moderate sprain that usually heals in about a month. A hinged knee brace may be needed, and weight on the leg may need to be limited. Grade 3, which is the second most severe, says a severe sprain that usually heals in 4 to 8 weeks. Hinge brace may be needed and worn for a few months, and weight on the leg may need to be limited for 4 to 6 weeks. Surgery may be required, but this is usually only done if other parts of the knee are injured, such as the ACL or meniscus. And then you have the surgery option, which would keep him out for the season. So what does this mean for the Detroit Lions? So right now we're waiting to see what the severity, the grade of the sprain is. And as you can see, if it's a grade 1, it could be 1 to 3 weeks. A grade 2 could be a month, and grade 3 could be anywhere from 1 to 2 months, right? So how does that affect the Detroit Lions? Now, the Detroit Lions do not play the Green Bay Packers until a month from now. So if this was a grade 3 sprain and no other stuff was damaged in the knee that they didn't say it was, so that's a good thing, because nobody wants to see this. We're all fans of, we got our respective fan, but this stuff doesn't like go into real life. You know what I'm saying? It's on the football field, but when it comes to guys getting hurt, man, nobody wants to see that, and we're all on the same team in that regard. So hopefully Jordan Love has a speedy recovery. You want to, as a competitor, you want to face the best guys. You don't want to face, the backup guys, and you don't want to, and that's what happened with Minnesota last year. So how does that affect the Detroit Lions? Well, the Detroit Lions don't play the Green Bay Packers until November 3rd. So that's about 2 months from now. So assuming this is a grade 3, let's just put that out there. Let's say it is, for the sake of when we play them. That means that he would be just healing, like just coming out of that 8-week time frame. So if it was 4 to 6, but then you have, when could he put pressure on it? When could he get back to practice? Those things like that, right? So that's how it's going to affect the Detroit Lions kind of directly. Will they play Jordan Love? Will they play the backup quarterback, which now, if I'm not mistaken, is Malik Willis, the same guy y'all wanted number 2 overall. Now, I think that Jordan Love will miss some time. So I think that we could see Ryan Tannehill come in and play for the Green Bay Packers. I think right now that would be it depends on how much money the Green Bay Packers would want to spend. But I think their best chance to save their season would be a guy to bring in a guy like Ryan Tannehill. We saw what happened with the Minnesota Vikings last year, and that's the purpose of this video. How does that affect the Detroit Lions beyond when we play them? The Minnesota Vikings, they started really, really bad. Then they lost their quarterback, and they still put up a fight toward the end, and yeah, they could have still technically won the division with 3 games left, but the thing about football is when you get in a deep enough hole, it is impossible to get out. For those of you who don't know, when you start the season 0-2, your Super Bowl hopes are pretty much over. If you split the first 2 weeks of the season 0-3, 1-1, you save your season. 1-1 is that one game is so much different than 0-2. And I think that there's been one team in NFL history that started 0-4, and it was the 1990-something LA or San Diego Chargers. They started 0-4, and I think they wind up winning 12 straight or something like that. So, but their season could be over without a quarterback. And Jordan Love, although to me, he's okay. There was a lot of stuff last night that I saw, a lot of back foot throws. You can see before he got injured, the calves were, they were massaging them calves, man. So but at the same time, the dude beat up on us on Thanksgiving, right? So I got to give him some credit there. But is he Aaron Rodgers? Is he even Brett Favre at this point? I'm going to say no. But is he more of a threat than Malik Willis? Absolutely. Does him being down help the Detroit Lions by potentially giving them the leg up? Because the Green Bay Packers, and that's why this video is being made, the Green Bay Packers were our biggest threat in the NFC North. Even when we played them, they weren't ready to. The media wasn't ready to give us our props, right? And then this team whooped the Cowboys behind. And a lot of Detroit Lions fans were terrified to see them in the NFC title game. I was not one of them, but I remember it on this channel. During that time, you would much rather go play San Francisco than for Green Bay to come to Detroit. They were heating up at the end of the season, and it was momentum-based. I know football is momentum-based. I get that. But I would much rather have played at Ford Field against an inferior team than go to a superior team's place and play them. But this could be where the Detroit Lions are in a situation like last year. Last year, I think the Minnesota Vikings would have put up a fight with Kirk Cousins. I mean, then they wind up losing, Justin Jefferson, which is a big thing. But the Detroit Lions could wind up getting a nice little cushion when it comes to their biggest threat, especially if they don't go out and get a guy. Now, the good news for the Packers is, I can't believe I'm saying that on the Lions channel, is they don't play for, I want to say it's another 10 days or something, 10, 11 days. So they could go out, get a guy, or they can roll with Malik Willis. So I don't know. I see Tannehill being the best option. But what do you think this means for the Lions? First of all, good that Jordan Love is not season ending, because if it was season ending, I think their season would be over. It would be over 100%. But in realms of a backup quarterback, so they're already 0-1, which helps the Detroit Lions, right? So then that means that we don't play them for another, I don't know if they have a bye week, but I think we played them in week 8 or something like that. So if they can go, their backup quarterback will be playing, who will it be? We don't know. But if they can go, I don't know, 3-4, because remember they were like 3-4 last year. Then they made that push at the end. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But can the Detroit Lions, I hate saying this because it makes me feel dirty, but can they capitalize on the Green Bay Packers, which was their biggest threat? Chicago will probably be third between them and Minnesota, because they don't know what they're doing in Minnesota right now. But could the Detroit Lions kind of get an advantage indirectly? The answer is yes. It feels nasty and dirty saying, but the answer is yes. Could that time period between Jordan Love being out and coming back give the Detroit Lions, and I want to face Jordan Love. I want to face a team at its best. I don't want to face a team beat up and without their starting quarterback, because that's not what the spirit of competition is about, right? So hopefully he's well. He's got a good chance to play when we play them. It's not for another 2 months, so it depends on the severity of the strain. But it could also be where the Detroit Lions, maybe the Packers are already on 1, maybe they're 3-6, 3-4, 2 and something, you know, and then we play them. And I don't know, man, but this is one of my biggest fears in football is how one person can change the game. Now, I don't feel like our season will be lost with Hendon Hooker, and that's why you have a quality backup. A lot of these times, man, these injuries are freakish. If you look at Aaron Rodgers, look what happened to him last year. Look at what happened to Jordan Love last night. Look at what happened, man. And this is the first, and to make matters worse, it was 6 seconds left in the game. Like a play that probably wasn't going to convert anyway. And that's just a freak thing. And the Detroit Lions right now are in good hands. It will probably take Hendon some time to kind of get acclimated, but I feel much better about our chances. God forbid if Goff goes down, then I feel about the Green Bay Packers. But let me know what you think, man. Sad to see. Nobody wants to see this. Hopefully Jordan Love is, you know, good thing he's not out for the season because nobody wants to see that. But this is a opportunity for the Detroit Lions to capitalize. I mean, like I said, man, it just feels nasty and dirty talking about, but it's just the nature of the beast. If somebody goes down, you know, you can't feel sorry for these teams. This is a cutthroat business, and, you know, you wish them well, but, you know, it is what it is. The show goes on, and the Detroit Lions and the rest of the NFC North, this just opened the spot for them to take a nice, you know, comfortable lead until their starting quarterback comes back, their team. So we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because that would be great. Also, wanted to let you guys know, I don't know if you knew this, haven't really been pushing it because I don't want to drown you guys out. So I put the little banner at the bottom of the videos to cycle, and hopefully it would catch your attention and you go down to the description and look. But sometimes that doesn't work too well because people don't do things unless they're kind of motivated to do them. And I think this will motivate you tremendously. Wanted to show you that a couple things, man. The Detroit Lions alternate mini helmets are in. They were sold out for the longest, man. Basically right after they released, they were sold out, and Green Gridiron just got them in stock right in time for the football season, and that is great. I've got mine, or will be getting it soon, so hopefully you can get yours before they sell out. And to make matters even better is they have for a limited time, all right, the more you spend, the more you save. So for instance, you spend $50, you get 5 off. You spend 100, you get 10 off. Here's where it gets good. You get you a little, you know, replica helmet. You spend $250 or more, you get 40 off. You spend $500, you get $100 off. If you spend this is 20%. If you spend $1,000, you get 25% off. So if you look at it here, it's basically you get 10% off 50, you get 10% off 100. You then get, this looks like maybe, what is this, 20%, somewhere around there. And then right here it gets good, 20% off 500, or so you essentially get 25% if you spend $1,000 or more. Now, I don't know how many high rollers we got out there, man, but, you know, I'm sure I've seen a lot of people with collectible helmets. I want to be one of those guys. I got a perfect spot over here with the FATHEAD will go. Then eventually, as you guys can see from camera B here, I want this mini helmet to become a full-size helmet. I got my eye on either the alternate helmet, the blue one, or the black one. I want that eventually here. And then I want some more. They'll be mostly all Lions, just different variations of Lions. So if you want to get on, and this is only for a limited time though, but the link will be the pinned comment. It is also in my description. If you guys go through that link, that is an affiliate link. I do get a small commission, and you save some money. So use that promo code as well, because they do stack. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. Lions fans, man, we are wishing Jordan Love the best, because we want to face a team at their best. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants, because we're trying to go all the way, and we want to go. We want the road as hard as possible. I remember before we got the coaching staff that we have now, I was talking about how I never wanted the easy route. I want to earn it, because when you win it, and if you have the easy route, then that's something they can use against you. But I want, when the Detroit Lions win, that they had to earn it, man. And one way of doing that is facing the best competition. So I will catch you guys tomorrow in the pregame show, and I'll see the rest of you at Ford Field.